It's that time again. Bel-Air is back, and we're about to be talking about everything that happened in episode 1 in this Bel-Air season 3 episode 1 review. The episode started out with Will and Lisa kissing. They're at the country club in a tent, and he asked her to join him at his tournament that's going to be at Vegas. She told him she can't go because she got swim practice and she's trying to make sure that she wins the nationals. Also, she was at work as a lifeguard. I don't know if she was on break or not, but I know it was people wondering, where's the lifeguard at? They trying to get into the pool. While Will was there before he meets up with one of the new characters for the season, it seems like he met a lot of people there. Guess we know where he's been spending some of his time at. Will runs into Quentin, who's played by Vic Mensa. He wants to be a part of his summer program. Quentin thought that he was just about basketball, but Will let him know that he wants more. Quentin told him that the final rounds are coming up and he will put his name down for the interview, and let's just say it didn't go as planned, but we'll talk about that later. Now we see Carlton's at rehab. He's speaking in front of everyone. He's been there for about a month, and we see his new love interest, Amira, who I hope in the future doesn't affect Carlton in a bad way. This show is drama, so it's bound to happen. Speaking of couples, we see Hillary and LaMarcus together. She must have had a good time on their trip because she said she didn't want their fairy tale to end. And he told her it's not the end, it's just the beginning. There will be something revealed later on. Over at the Banks household, Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv had a photo shoot for Essence, and the interviewer asked them a question. She asked them how did they find time to balance demanding careers, family, and keep their spark alive. Uncle Phil said when his wife is this smart and she looks good, it's easy. That was not no detailed answer. While they were taking photos, Ashley and Olivia were there, and Olivia said that her family is like perfection. Ashley told her it seems that way, that looking the part is more important than what's really going on. That is true. It's stuff happening behind the scenes that others don't know about with them. They are far from perfect. Back at rehab, Amira and Carlton are, let's just say, things are heating up, and right around the corner is Uncle Phil, Aunt Viv, and Will. They're there to pick them up. At first, I was like, oh, nah, Carlton, they on the way, bro. Will did knock on the door, though, and she went to the bathroom. So nobody noticed her except for Will because Carlton had left his sweater. I don't know what's going to happen between these two in the future, but it was mentioned by Carlton and Aunt Viv that relationships aren't recommended while on the road to recovery. They're back at the house now, and they got Carlton's favorite foods, and he notices that there's a lock on the wine cellar. That was a clue that they didn't trust him, and he probably was a little hurt by that. Even though he was away working on himself, those around him are still thinking about what he did in the past. It's dinner time, they about to start talking, and you know how these shows treat family dinners. It doesn't go well. Hillary's talking about her trip, which was supposed to be a week, but it turned into a month-long vacation. And here it goes. Carlton asked Ashley what's up with her, and she asked him about rehab and if it helped him. He told her it did, that he had to face stuff that he was avoiding for some years. Will tried to change the conversation, but Ashley stuck to it. She asked him what was it. He told her that he built his life on perception and lies, but the most important thing he learned is that you can't heal what you don't reveal. Things were kind of awkward, but that last line he said, I think will pop up in the future in some situations, like Uncle Phil when Erica kissed him. The next thing Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv did was they took the doors away. You know, they got to make sure that he might not be doing nothing he shouldn't be doing. But it was a nice moment between Carlton and Hillary when they were talking. She brought up how she's still trying to catch up with everything. She told him that she was sorry she wasn't there for him like she should have been, but he told her that she can't blame herself for his choices. Also, if there's anything that he needs, she got him, and he told her to look out for Ashley. While he's dealing with his parents not trusting him, it was good to see someone take a moment to talk to Carlton and just be there for him. Besides, I don't think we had too many scenes with these two taking a moment to talk. I could be wrong. It has been a minute since I checked out the previous seasons. In the other room, Uncle Phil was trying to get together with Aunt Viv, but she was tired and she mentioned them spending time together after the Juneteenth event. I don't know. I think that's an early sign that they had some stuff to work on, especially with the face Aunt Viv made at the end. Will and Carlton went out to go get some more food. He's telling Carlton that he's been at the country club meeting new people, including Quentin Harrison. We find out he's a retired MMA fighter. He owns his own venture capital firm, and he has a program for people that want to start their own business. He gives mentorship training and access to his resources. I'm glad to see Will wanting to focus on other stuff besides basketball, and Carlton brings up that he's focused on Princeton. He's trying to get into a summer program as well. Miss Baston has been pushing him with some alumni contacts, and he has an interview lined up. Just like how I mentioned Will's interview didn't go well, Carlton's situation was the same. The last person Will probably ever thought he would run into was Lou. Lou was there, and Will didn't take kindly to seeing him, and he left. I like that they brought back Lou to expand on that storyline. We didn't get that in the original, and it may not be an easy path for Will, but it will be interesting to see how everything unfolds with these two. Later on, it's been revealed that Lou's been living in LA for months and he's working at a barbershop. Will may be trying to play it off, but it's bothering him. He's been there for months and he hasn't got in contact with him while he's trying to get himself in order. Moving along, Hillary's talking to Ivy, and she tells Hillary that some of the people left the influencer house, and Ivy mentioned that she knows these women ain't loyal. Well, you know what word she used. We know the actress that plays Ivy used to date Chris Brown, so I wonder if they used that reference on purpose. Ivy did notice how much Hillary cares about LaMarcus and that she's hiding something. There is a surprise towards the end of the episode. Over at the Banks house, Jeffrey's trying to make sure that the security is right at the house. Uncle Phil tells him that he doesn't have to go through it alone and that it's okay to relax. We find out that he brought his son a few months ago. Jeffrey is not going to relax. He's still wondering who's trying to get in contact with him. I think Frederick might be a part of it, but we'll save that for the other episode reviews. Remember that interview Carlton was going to? Aunt Viv let him know it wasn't going to happen. The alumni who was backing him pulled his endorsement. Aunt Viv did say that there are consequences to his actions and not everyone is going to give him the benefit of the doubt right now. As much as we all want to see Carlton do good, she is right. He may have went away for a month and he feels like he's improving. Those around him are still remembering what happened. Will's at basketball practice and he's messing up. He keeps thinking about Lou and it's throwing him off. Doc is even getting frustrated at him. Will mentioned that practice was supposed to be over 45 minutes ago, but Doc said it would have if he would have been focused. Now he's going to have to rush to his interview. Doc did ask him what was going on, but Will didn't tell him. He ended up being late to the interview and he told Quentin that Coach held practice longer than expected. Quentin told him that maybe this just wasn't for him. It was sad to see that happen because he really wanted that interview. But this just shows he has to go talk to Lou and get things situated. Will and Carlton are having a conversation. Both of them had bad days and Will is trying to help out Carlton, but Carlton let him know that he doesn't have to. He doesn't want him to focus on his problems. He wants Will to focus on his own problems. He had a bad practice. He missed his interview because of Lou living there for months. I was happy to see Will trying to be there for Carlton, making sure that he was doing good, but he has to focus on himself first. What did Will do? He went to go see Lou, and Lou told him that he wanted to get his life in order before he even reached out to him. He wanted his son to see a better man, and it was going good. They was talking about basketball, but as soon as he said it was his way out of the hood, Will said he thought it was his too. The reason he said that was because he has options now, and Lou wasn't supportive of that. He said he earned what he has and that he's not taking any handouts. I'm not gonna front, that was messed up. That's his son and he should be supporting him for wanting more. It's not a handout. He may have some advantages than other people, but he still has to put in the work. He won't just get a job or an opportunity without putting in the work to make progress. I don't know. I hope Lou rethinks things, and it's nothing wrong with Will checking out the different options that he has. Most people would just focus on one thing. It's good to have multiple things that you want to do. The Juneteenth event is going on, and Carlton has a talk with Ashley. He let her know that she saved his life. She did give him a hug. I think that was a small win for him. He had a pretty rough episode, and that moment I think was something that he needed. Next, Carlton went to go speak to Will, and basically that he was going to go have a talk with Quentin. That talk did go great because he offered both of them a spot in the summer program if they worked together as partners. Both of them got a good opportunity, even though Carlton wasn't even trying to get that opportunity. He was just trying to help out Will. After Carlton had talked to Will, he got a message from Amira that she was there and he was happy to see her. He introduced her to Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv. Aunt Viv was a little worried because she doesn't think they're just friends. Later on, when her and Amira had a talk, she found out that Amira went to rehab more than once and she doesn't think that they should be in any type of relationship. That is true, but I mean, I get them doing what they gotta do, but Carlton probably feels like he has to walk on eggshells around them. Then while he's with Amira, he's with someone who's been through it before so she can understand him more. I'm not saying they should be in a relationship or anything, it's just maybe Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv should create an environment that is helpful and not just one where it seems like they don't trust him at all. Now inside the house, Will, Hillary, and Ashley are talking and Jazz was brought up, and not too long after, he walks through the door with a date. I said, go ahead Jazz, he not playing around. This part right here got to me because Jazz was not afraid to tell Hillary how he felt. She apologized about how everything went and he said it was cool, but he called her a coward. Every time something in life gets hard, college, her job, their relationship, she's a runner, she's a track star. And that it's only a matter of time before she runs away from LaMarcus. He wasn't talking to me, but that hurt. She did a quick response to that. LaMarcus sounded like he was talking to Uncle Phil about it, and Hillary wanted to announce it to everyone. He probably was going to wait until it was just a family, but he did what I thought he was going to do. He proposed to Hillary. Jazz did have a supporter though. Ashley, before she joined the family, she told Jazz that she was rooting for him. The party's over and Carlton was wondering why Aunt Viv hasn't talked to him as much, and then the situation with Amira. Carlton gets that he won't be able to make her trust him again. She said it's more than trusting him, she doesn't trust herself. She was thinking about everything and it was a lot of stuff that she let slide that Carlton lied about, so it's understandable. One day they will work things out, it'll just have to take time. Upstairs, Jeffrey was dropping off a box that Lou gave to him to give to Will. He stopped by the barbershop after Will had left. Then Uncle Phil walked in and Will was upset about how Lou thinks chasing anything besides basketball is a waste of time. Uncle Phil told him that they came up at a time when sports was the golden ticket out, that it was a long shot for them, but for Will, he wanted more. Before Doc and the other players left for Vegas, he must have told Doc what happened and that he wanted to take a break, so he's having a summer without basketball. I gotta say, this was a good start to the first episode. It's a lot going on. Lou's return, Will and Carlton are gonna be starting a business. Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv got stuff that they gotta work on, and so much more is happening. But I am interested to hear y'all thoughts. Comment below. What did you all think about the episode?